Hey guys, what is up? Advocate here, and today I'll be going over why I think that Halo 5 is make it or break it for the franchise, and why if Halo 5 fails, the franchise is pretty much going to be dead. Now, first, let me define what I mean by quote unquote dead. Obviously, if Halo 5 sells nothing, like they're still going to make Halo 6, they're going to be making Halo Wars 2, that's already been confirmed. There's already a certain amount of stuff they're already going to make regardless of whether it's successful. And it's going to sell. Alright, it doesn't matter if it's a bad game, it's going to sell, and that's guaranteed. Why Halo 5, whether it's a good game, whether people play it, is important, is because Halo has been hitting a bit of a rocky road lately, starting with the end of Halo Reach. After Halo 4 released, the Halo community kind of split in half. And that kind of has continued the trend up until now. Master Chief Collection just furthered that division because it appeased kind of the older fans with nostalgia of Halo 2. I loved it. The multiplayer was completely broken, and it broke a lot of people's faith in 343. Now Halo 5, we're seeing again this kind of upward trend of people being like, okay, I think 343 might actually be able to pull this off, and I'm in that camp. I'm really looking forward to it. But if it doesn't come through, that's like 3 strikes, you're out. And Halo 6, it'll be made, it'll be a good game, decent, but as a whole, the community won't be the same as it would have been had Halo 5 been a successful game and been played by a lot of people. And the reason I think, in large part, why Halo 4 wasn't as big of a success, community-wise, commercially, it made a lot of money. It made good reviews. It's a good game. I'm talking about the people who are still playing it. Obviously, I'm not going to go the whole debate of whether Halo 4 is a good game. It's a good game. It's a good game, all right? But not as many people are playing it now. And the reason I feel that is because the community based around the game is not as strong. And I think that's just because 343 is a newer company. They're still getting a hold of what everything game-wise should look like. But Bungie had a great community outreach. With Halo Reach, they had the file share system. They had the whole you can look up other people's maps, and custom games was great. They had Forge World. They had a lot of tools and systems that really encourage community. They had that in Halo 3. They had like Bungie's favorites. They had all these different programs and all this stuff that really encouraged community involvement in Halo. And 343 still hasn't really been, I feel like, done as good of a job quite yet. And I think they're getting there. And I think with Halo 5 coming out, they're nailing the competitive part. We see in Arena, they're really, they're kind of accepting, that Halo, the whole perks and everything. That's cool, but, it's not quite what people want. Again, speaking in general here, but it doesn't matter how good the game is if 343 as a company doesn't reach out to the community and encourage community, then it's not going to last. These games coming out now, these AAA games, they don't have the same long-lasting nature that I think a lot of older games had. We see, like in Halo 2. Because it's kind of almost a broken game, there's a lot more you can do in it. You can do glitches, you can get out of the map, and in these newer games, they're more polished, and there's just less opportunity to do that. Even like modding and stuff, it gets harder the more complex, and the better these games become. And that's great because now we're getting better games, but also that means that we have to depend on the game creator to make a great game that will last a long time. And I have faith in 343 because they're already doing like the free DLC. That's great. I think there's like 27 maps or 21 maps, I think, that are going to be released for free. That's awesome. And again, that's one step in the right direction now, because now that's just like every time a new map comes out, the community as a whole can be like, oh, let's go try this new game, and everyone will be involved, not just the people who buy the DLC. So I think they're getting a good grasp on it. But I think the big thing that's going to really depend is Forge. And that's where I'm a little bit concerned, because they still haven't actually announced anything. I think up to this point, they haven't announced anything about Forge. It's a month, I think, exactly a month away from Halo 5, and they still have not even. I mean, I'm not even sure they've actually confirmed that Forge will be in Halo 5. They probably have. I'm assuming they would have to have done that, but I'm not totally sure on that. So I'm hoping that they really expand on Forge and custom games as a whole, but it feels like they haven't really talked about that much. And if they haven't talked about it, I'm assuming that means that it's just not a really big deal. I could be wrong because they haven't actually talked a whole lot about Halo 5 in general compared to Halo 4, which I think is almost a good thing because now there won't be as many spoilers. But still, I'm a little on the edge. And yeah, because of Halo 5, if lots of people they're gonna buy it, they're gonna play it for a couple months. But if 343 doesn't really instill that sense of community again into Halo, it's going to die out within a couple months, and Halo 6 won't be the great game as it would be, and it's gonna kind of die off, kind of like how Gears of War did. Judgment almost killed the franchise in a certain extent. It was a lot of hype, and then it kind of just like fell flat. So I don't want to say that happened to Halo. I don't think it's gonna happen. 343 has shown. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like Halo 4. I loved Halo 4. I loved Halo Combat Evolved. I loved Halo 2 Anniversary. I loved the Master Chief Collection, and I'm looking forward to Halo 5. And I think they're gonna do a good job of it. Everything I've seen is like they're really stepping in the right direction. Again, it's just kind of, I really hope that they get the community sense right this time, because if not, it won't end well for the Halo. Alright, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about Halo 5 and what you're excited for in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next video.